Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the last Thoughts at 3 for this week. It is Friday, the 22nd of May, and it is almost the bank holiday weekend and almost half term. So well done to all of you in schools all across the region who have been working hard over the last 6-7 weeks at home, doing all of the stuff that your teachers have set you. Well done. You've been working super hard. And thank you to everyone who has joined in with our assemblies, which we have been doing for the last 7 weeks or so. If you've never seen me before, my name is Matt, and I am part of the schools team at Southampton City Mission. We are an independent Christian charity that serves the church in Southampton as the church serves the city. And normally we'd be going into schools at this time of year, in fact, all through the year, doing our Question of Faith RE days and doing assemblies and prayer spaces, and actually importantly coming up, transition support sessions, which I'll come back to later. But at the moment, because of the lockdown, obviously we haven't been able to do that. So we've been producing online home learning packs for schools to get engaged with, which we've been showing some photos from over the last couple of weeks. And we've been doing these online assemblies. And we will be continuing them. The good news is we will be continuing them after the half term. But again, I'll come back to that a little bit later on. If you are watching us on Facebook, then please do like this video, please do share it, please host a watch party, invite others to join, whatever you would like to do. We'd love to build our audience as the lockdown continues. Whether the restrictions ease or not, we are still going to be doing these, and we know that there will be people still accessing these. So please help us to build our audience. If you're on YouTube, you can like our channel there, you can subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and you will be alerted when we go live. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to people already watching. So hello to Tom, who is a teacher in the New Forest. He's asking the question, does a novelty brightly coloured suit count as special clothes? Yes, Tom, it definitely does. And actually, Tom, I'd love to get you on our Thoughts at 3 show at some point after half term. So if you're up for that, please send me a message. It's great to see Tom, and it's fantastic to see Vicky tuning in from Wales, with Hannah asking, why are we learning about special clothes? I haven't told you yet about our topic for this afternoon, but as Hannah says, we are talking about special clothes. And the reason we do these topics, Hannah, and everyone else who's watching, is because the schools in Southampton ask us to focus on a particular part of the Christian faith every time we go into school. And one of the days that we would have been doing this week was on special clothes. It's normally a year R topic, and we go in and we explain what special clothes are, why Christians wear them, and show off some of those clothes. And actually, that's what we're going to be doing this afternoon. As you can see behind me, I have some very special clothes there, and we are going to have a very special visitor who will be joining us a little bit later on. Not Ellie today, but somebody else. But before I do that, I need to show you a couple of other things which are special. Now, you would have noticed in the promo photo for this video, this t-shirt which I'm wearing, it's got a fox on it. Now, one of my favorite animals is a fox, and I think actually if I was an animal, I would probably be a fox, probably because of the color of my hair and my cunning ways, maybe. But this shirt with a fox on it is special because it comes from a place in Ephrata, in Pennsylvania, in Lancaster County, which is in America, called Fox Meadows Creamery. I'm going to show you the back of it briefly there. Hopefully you can see that. And a creamery, for those of you who've never been to the States, is like an ice cream parlor. And this ice cream parlor, this creamery, is super special because the dairy where they get the milk from to make the ice cream is literally about 200 meters across a field from where the creamery is. And so they have their dairy farm there with all the fields that the cows graze on, and then they take the milk and they churn it and they turn it into ice cream, and then they serve it up, and they've got such amazing flavors. They've even got, and it's called Fox Meadows because the family that own that farm, their last name is Fox, and so it all kind of links together. And they have some just beautiful stuff that they serve there, not just ice cream, but they do sandwiches and cookies and other things as well. They do something called a fox paw, which is like a little tub of one of the flavors of ice cream with some what look like chocolate buttons stuck in the top to make it look like a little fox paw. And they also have a baked fox where they get 2 cookies and then they put some ice cream in the middle, and they squish the cookies over the ice cream, so it's like a sealed parcel. And then I think they even bake it in the oven so that the ice cream is all melty inside and the cookie is nice and hard and crispy on the outside. It's amazing. It's so delicious. So if you're ever in Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, go and visit Fox Meadow Creameries. You will not regret it. I guarantee you that. The other pieces of special clothing I wanted to show you before we get our special guest on are two shirts. Now, I've got these two shirts here. As you can see, this is a kind of a standard shirt that I would wear in school, my standard check shirt. And you can probably see that it's got writing all over it, lots of different messages in different colors. You can see there's a rainbow on there and there's some hearts on there. You can see all the buttons are colored in different colors. And then I've got this other shirt here, which you can see that a bit better. This is a white shirt, and you can see it's got messages down the sides, all down the front, on the arms and on the back as well. And these shirts are ones that I've worn into school on transition support days, on final days in school, when kids in year 6 are having their last day in school, and they all write on each other's shirt goodbye messages. One year, actually 2 years ago, some of the kids in a school I was in said, "Oh, can we write on you as well, Matt?" And I sort of looked at one of the teachers and they sort of just shrugged. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And so they started to write, and I got this shirt especially last year. And you can see there's signatures from Jasmine and Alice and Brad. And there's one here from Evelyn, who pretended I was her uncle, or she was my uncle. She says, "I will miss you." There's hearts on there. There's Dixie on there. Thomas, Lily, Megan, Sophie. Someone's drawn a cross on there, and what would Jesus do? WWJD. Someone's drawn a lovely picture of me there. Just that all of these messages remind me of the different schools that I went into last summer when we went in on final days of school and did transition support sessions for the year 6s there. So they're really special to me as well, because they bring back memories, really happy and joyful memories, as well as sort of sad memories mixed together or mingled together. Saying goodbye to students that we'd seen for 3 or 4 years, but also happy that they were moving on to the next stage of their education. So there's a couple of special clothes from me there, but we are going to get on to these Christian special clothes behind us. And to talk about those a little bit, we need to invite in our special guest. So I'm going to try and add him into the stream now and hope that he's there. So hopefully he should be joining us. Hello, Lawrence.
Hi, Matt. Hi, everyone. How are we doing?
We are good, Lawrence. Now, Lawrence is my brother-in-law, but he is also a reverend as well. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about who you are, about the church you lead, and where you're from, Lawrence, just for a couple of seconds?
Hi, I'm Lawrence. I'm from Wales. I'm a reverend. I'm a minister in Assemblies of God Church. That's a Pentecostal church. And we started a new church, actually, in a small village called Caerwent. Can you say Caerwent?
Of course, I can say
it's a brilliant place, and we started a new church there for families and people who didn't really know anything much about God yet. We wanted them to have an opportunity to discover Him for themselves. So we have a fun family church every couple of weeks where we use Lego to learn about Jesus.
Fantastic. That sounds really great, Lawrence. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I have lots of different vicar and minister friends, but when I contacted loads of them, some of them were on holiday, some of them were too busy, some of them were down the beach. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Lawrence. Although Lawrence said he's currently with a Pentecostal church, Assemblies of God, he does also have C of E training. Is that right, Lawrence?
Yes, I did some C of E training and a background in the Anglican Church too.
Fantastic. Okay, so we have got behind me here some of these special Christian clothes. Now, these are borrowed from a vicar friend of mine, Tony Palmer, who's the vicar at Holy Saviour in Bitton, and he has lent me these special clothes, which he says altogether probably have a value of about £2,000. So I need to be really careful with them, but I'm going to hold them up, and maybe if you can just talk us through what each one of them is. I'll stay quiet and you sort of tell us what you think each one of them is.
Okay. So my understanding, that's called an alb. And vicars often wear either an alb or a cassock to cover themselves. And it's sort of the underlying robe, if you like, that you would see underneath some of the other things we'll see in a minute. So it sort of covers any normal clothes. and shows them that there's a vicar coming.
Okay,
and they would
great.
wear these for special ceremonies.
Am I allowed to
Some
put
would
it
wear.
on?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you think I'm allowed to put it on?
I think you're okay. Yes, it's for illustration purposes, and so that would go underneath, and you'd wear that for special services. You'd have to wear it to do Holy Communion, basically, in the Anglican Church, and I believe in the Catholic Church too.
Great. I don't know how this does up. It's very difficult to do together, so I don't want to break it, but I'm just going to model it slightly for you there. Obviously, I'm not a real vicar, so bear that in mind if you see me in the streets. So we've got a white one of these, and we've also got a black one as well. Why are there two, do you think? Two colours there?
One's more traditional than the other in a sense. That I think it's down to preference. So the black one's more of a cassock-based thing with a surplice that goes over the top normally. And that can be used for particular services, but that's more traditionally what ministers wore. And then the alb is just an alternative version, my understanding is.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Here is our next bit of special clothing. What is this?
It's called a dog collar, which is a strange name. And you can see that you would have a special shirt that does up in a certain way, and you can wear this collar, so it leaves a little gap. And a dog collar has a symbolic meaning, and it shows God's calling, which means that they believe that God has said, hey, you, I want you to come and lead a church for me. I want you to serve me in this way. So that's what it's for.
Fantastic. Great. Okay, thank you for that. And then thirdly, we've got these other things, which I think they're kind of thin strips of material, different colours. I think they go over the shoulders. So I'll show you this one first.
It's very nice. I think that's called a scarf rather than a stole, but I might be wrong. And the black colour is one you'd normally wear for Good Friday. And it would match the vestments, which are like the dressings that go over like an altar and that sort of thing in the church. Obviously representing the sort of main part of Good Friday.
Okay.
And then the next,
we can see these ones here. These are the same, but they've all got different colours. They've all got a cross on. I'm going to show you them up close, but talk us through the different colours as I go through them, Laura.
Okay. So these are called stoles, and they go normally over an alb, but you can wear them on top of a surplice too. The green one is normally worn after Epiphany, and it kind of represents growth, if you like. It's a time for growth in the church calendar. So that's what it means. The white one, which I believe you're picking up, is for normally worn at celebrations. So sort of Christmas and Easter, they're really special times of year to celebrate new life. Those kind of times, really. I think at baptisms as well, I believe.
Okay.
You, sir.
Okay.
And the
purple
one is for, I think, worn for Ash Wednesday or for Lent. So normally at a time of fasting, that's when people give up a type of food or all food for a period of time to focus on God. So purple's normally worn in those times.
Fantastic. And then we've got the final one here. This is my favourite one. It's red and it's got lots of like fiery flames on it, which looks super cool. What is that all about?
That's brilliant, that one, isn't it? That's for Pentecost, and that represents the Holy Spirit, a part of God that comes, and it's almost came as fire in Pentecost. That's what we see in the Bible, and so it represents that time. So it's special, really, because you only really wear it on one Sunday.
Really, once a year. All of these have got a cross on the back at the top as well. Do you know why that might be there?
I believe it's just to represent God's holiness, but I could be wrong.
Brilliant. That's really great. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much for answering those questions, Lawrence, or for telling us rather about what these different clothes are. I'm going to make sure they get back to Tony safely. But before we finish our assembly in a few minutes' time, we have got a couple of questions which I'd like you to answer as an ordained minister, if that's okay.
Sure.
Great. Okay, fantastic. So our first question is this. Why do Christian ministers wear special clothes? Why?
Well, not all ministers do. I mean, my special clothes are just a normal shirt, really. But in some traditions, they wear special clothes to show the fact that they've been called by God and set apart for service in some way. So it's to distinguish them. I mean, if you imagine you go down the street and you see someone wearing a dog collar, you say, oh, I can go and ask them a question because they're a vicar. And that's kind of helpful on why they're there, really. The Methodist Church, they wear dog collars and normal suits sometimes. But the Anglican Church, as you see, wear most of the clothes you've shown us already. So it's a symbol of calling.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Now, you kind of said there that you just wear normal clothes. The next question I have is, do you have any special clothes? You said you don't have any special clothes to be a minister, but do you have any special clothes at all, Lawrence?
I have a chef's outfit, which I like to wear sometimes to cook or barbecue, but I don't wear any special clothes particularly for church work, because we believe that the Holy Spirit has clothed us from on high. So we focus more on being just one of the people, really, the one God's called to lead, but maybe just like everyone else, really.
Fantastic. Great. I'd love to see that chef outfit sometime. Have you got the hat as well?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, and our final question. You kind of alluded to this a little bit in the last question. Do you have to wear special clothes to be a Christian?
No, you don't. The Bible teaches us that, in fact, Jesus comes and clothes us. He makes us new. So in a sense, it's like he surrounds us, and that surrounding is like your new clothing. So you could go to church in a t-shirt and shorts. You could go in a nice outfit in a suit. It wouldn't matter. All those, you could even wear that, Matt. You'd be totally fine, because Jesus cares what goes on the inside, not so much about what you wear on the outside.
Brilliant. That is a fantastic answer. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Reverend Lawrence. It's been great to have you with us. I'll just see if there's any questions in the comments as we are finishing up, because what we like to do is we like to say to our viewers to add questions to the comments. So hopefully people have added questions about special clothes in there. I can see here that Lucy is asking, would it be okay to wear jeans and a t-shirt to go to church? If you were just maybe a normal churchgoer, if you were maybe a vicar, if you were the Pope, what do you think? Would it be okay to wear jeans and a t-shirt for any of those people?
Certainly in my church, you could wear whatever you like. So jeans and a t-shirt would be totally fine. In some, as a normal churchgoer, in most places you'd be fine in jeans and a t-shirt. But obviously the Pope has a specific outfit. And in the Anglican Church, they have rules as well that say for the ministers, they have to wear certain outfits for certain times. So jeans and a t-shirt would be okay if they were hidden by one of those funky outfits we've already seen, I guess.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. And then there's one more question here, which I think is probably from Charlie, which is, did Jesus have any special clothes? Did Jesus have any special clothes, Lawrence?
I don't believe Jesus wore special clothes. I think he was a carpenter who was also a teacher, and I don't think he had special clothes, other than he had, as far as we understand it, the kind of clothes he wore had some kind of tassels, a bit like the rabbis wore, which kind of represented healing. So sometimes, I think there's one story where someone grabbed one of those tassels. So we know from that there was something special, but it wasn't like he felt the need to dress specially every day to show himself as Jesus. He did that by the way he loved people and by the way he helped them and healed them and did amazing things for them.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Those are some fantastic answers, Lawrence. Hope you have a great bank holiday weekend and a wonderful half term. Is it half term in Wales next week?
It is indeed, yes.
Fantastic. One of the only times where the two nations come together and enjoy half term at the same time. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Love to your family, and we will see you soon.
Especially goodbye.
Good. So thank you everyone for commenting, for joining in, for asking your questions on special clothes today. Ellie is watching and she has said she likes the purple one. That's both her and my favorite color. But I do also think that the Pentecost one is very cool as well. We are going to finish up our Thoughts at 3 this afternoon just by saying a prayer. And if you'd like to join in with that prayer, then at the end, you can say amen if you would like to. You don't have to, it's totally up to you. But maybe even if you don't pray, just take a moment just to think about the clothes that you wear and whether if you have special clothes, why they're so special to you. Maybe you have a special princess outfit. Maybe you like to dress up as Princess Elsa, Queen Elsa, or maybe you've got a completely different outfit. Maybe you like dress up as maybe Lloyd from the Ninjago movies and TV series. Whatever your special clothes are, just keep them in your head for a moment as I pray. Dear God, thank you for all of the wonderful clothes that we have to wear that help us to bring to mind the specialness of many different parts of our lives and to feel happy and joyful and loved. Help us to remember those in the world who are less fortunate than ourselves, who don't have lots of clothes to wear like we do. Please may we know that we don't need to wear anything special to be part of your family, because you look at the inside of a person rather than what is on the outside. If you'd like to agree, you can say Amen. Now, next week is half term, as I said, and we don't have any Thoughts at 3 happening next week because it's half term. So Ellie and I are taking a little break for half term, but we will be back the Monday after half term, where depending on what happens with government announcements today, schools will be starting to go back possibly. But on Monday, the 1st of June at 3 p.m, Ellie will be back with us, and I believe she will be doing a craft special. I don't think she's confirmed what craft special she's doing yet, but also that week as well, there will be a magic special. So you're going to get 3 normal Thoughts at 3 assemblies, and you're going to get a craft special, and you're going to get a magic special from me, all in the first week of the second half of this summer term. So have a wonderful half term. Don't forget to come back and join us again on the 1st of June. And remember to like, to subscribe. And if you have found any of those SEM stones, to join the SEM stones group. But we hope you have a great half term, and we will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Stay safe, God bless, and take care.